The Screaming Mummy. In 1881, archaeologists made a remarkable discovery near the ancient city of Luxor. Hidden inside a royal cache were dozens of mummies belonging to some of Egypt's most famous pharaohs and nobles. Many had been secretly relocated by priests thousands of years earlier to protect them from tomb robbers. Among the collection was one mummy unlike any other. Its mouth was stretched wide open. Its face appeared frozen in what looked like a scream. Even today, the expression is unsettling to look at. The body quickly became known as the Screaming Mummy. For decades, nobody knew who the man was or why he looked so different from the other royal burials. Eventually, many researchers came to believe that the mummy may belong to Prince Pentuer, the son of Pharaoh Ramesses III. What makes the mummy even stranger is how it was buried. Unlike most Egyptian royals, the body was wrapped in sheepskin, an animal hide considered ritually impure. It appears that whoever prepared the burial wanted to deny the prince the honor usually granted to royalty. Researchers believe that the open mouth may simply be the result of the body's position after death. But standing face to face with a man who appears to be screaming after more than 3,000 years is enough to unsettle even the most seasoned of archaeologists. The Curse of King Tut. On November 4th, 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter made one of the greatest discoveries in history. After years of searching, his team uncovered the nearly intact tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun. Unlike most royal tombs, which had been looted centuries earlier, Tut's burial chamber remained packed with treasures, golden chariots, jewelry, and weapons, and of course, the famous golden death mask that has become one of the most recognizable artifacts in the world. The discovery made headlines around the globe, and then people started dying. Just months after entering the tomb, Lord Carnarvon, the expedition's financial backer, died following an infected mosquito bite. Newspapers quickly connected his death to an inscription allegedly warning that death would come to all those who disturbed the pharaoh's rest. And soon, more deaths followed. Several individuals connected to the excavation died under unusual circumstances in the years that followed. The media exploded with stories about an ancient curse. Scientists have since offered more rational explanations. Some researchers suggest that ancient tombs may have contained mold, bacteria, or even toxic substances that could have affected those that were entering the sealed chambers. Others point out that many members of the expedition lived long and healthy lives. Howard Carter himself survived for nearly 17 years after opening the tomb. Yet despite these explanations, the Curse of King Tut remains one of the most famous legends in archaeology. And nearly a century later, people still debate whether the curse was merely a coincidence or something far darker. The mysterious Saqqara shaft burials. In 2020, archaeologists working at the ancient necropolis of Saqqara made an astonishing discovery. They uncovered a series of massive burial shafts descending deep beneath the desert. As excavation continued, the number of coffins kept growing. First there was 10, then 20, then 50. Eventually, more than 100 sealed coffins were discovered. Many had remained untouched for over 2,000 years. The shafts plunged dozens of feet underground into chambers packed with colorful sarcophagi. Some still contained perfectly preserved mummies. Others held statues, funerary masks, and mysterious artifacts. What made the discovery unsettling wasn't just the number of burials, it was how little researchers initially knew about who these people were. Entire groups of individuals had been interred together in underground networks hidden beneath the sand. For centuries, nobody knew they were there. As the chambers were opened, archaeologists found themselves entering spaces that no human had been since the days of ancient Egypt. Many had described it as being one of the most surreal experiences of their careers. Even today, the excavations continue, and researchers believe that many more shafts remain undiscovered beneath Saqqara. The Tomb of the Two Brothers. In 1907, archaeologists excavating a tomb near the Egyptian town of Rifa made a fascinating discovery. Inside were the remains of two men. Their names were Nakht Ankh and Numnakht. The inscriptions identified them as brothers. At first, the case seemed straightforward, but as researchers studied the mummies, strange questions began to emerge. The two men looked remarkably different from one another. Their facial features, body structures, and even aspects of their health histories suggested that they might not have been closely related at all. For decades, Egyptologists debated whether the inscriptions were wrong. Had the ancient Egyptians mistakenly identified them as brothers? Or did the term have a different meaning? Modern DNA testing eventually revealed something unexpected. The men likely shared the same mother, but had different fathers. Half-brothers. The findings solved part of the mystery, but it was also raising new questions about family structures, inheritance, and social customs in ancient Egypt. More than a century after their discovery, the so-called two brothers continue to provide researchers with rare insight into the lives of ordinary Egyptians. The hidden chambers behind King Tut's tomb. In 2015, Egyptologist Nicholas Reeves proposed a theory that sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. While studying high-resolution scans of Tutankhamun's tomb, Reeves noticed faint lines beneath the painted walls. The markings appeared to resemble sealed doorways. If he was correct, there could be hidden chambers that are still waiting to be discovered. The theory became even more exciting when Reeves suggested one possible occupant, Queen Nefertiti, one of the most famous and mysterious women in ancient history. Despite centuries of searching, Nefertiti's tomb has never been definitively identified. Could she be resting just beyond the walls of Tutankhamun's burial chamber? Radar surveys produced conflicting results. Some teams reported signs of hidden voids. Others found no convincing evidence. The debate continues to this day. What makes the mystery so compelling is the possibility that one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in human history could still be waiting inside one of the most famous tombs ever discovered. A hidden chamber with a lost queen, and answers still sealed away for over 3,000 years. For now, the walls will remain closed, and whatever may lie beyond them remains one of Egypt's greatest unanswered mysteries.